Hello, one. Hello, all. Welcome to another music themed episode. I come to you as always as CP, otherwise known as Charles. I'll never get it, of WILIscredia. Today, we're going to be talking about bands that managed to continue, or successful bands, mind you, keep going while either losing a lead singer tragically or through divorce. Today's episode, we're just going to be, I mean, this might be a multi part series, much like the whole music themed stream thing is going to be multifaceted and multi parted because just tomorrow night, Cody and I will be discussing some overheard, not overheard, but uh, perhaps overplayed stuff. And today we're talking about lead singers, but I'm limiting it to three bands, rock and rock exclusively, because multiple reasons. Um, yeah, I think you'll see why in a couple of minutes. Um, but yeah, last time I did one of these, I played music during the video, and the video got copyright claimed by I think seven different bands or seven different labels. Uh, so I'm going to try to avoid doing that because it hurts as a content creator, as somebody who essentially this is my livelihood right here. But what I can say to you is this: to those on Patreon, I will be providing a fuller experience of this episode, with more bands listed, with some record scratches. Uh, so there's that to entice you if you feel so inclined. There's no pressure either way. But we're gonna talk about three bands that were somewhat successful. Well, not somewhat. That were successful. That managed to be successful with two separate singers. Um, what is up, Dale? What is up, Logan? What is up, John? John, what's going on? Steve Perry can't be replaced, but was. And that's kind of the theme of the whole shebang here, John. Um, Allison Chains is the first that comes to mind, as they are my favorite band of all time, as they are mine, Logan. I will not be mentioning Allison Chains tonight. That will be in the extended episode. It happened to Fleetwood Mac 3 or 4 times. That is right. There are a couple of bands where it happened a few times. Deadhead, cheers, as always. Brown fizzy drink. Um, but what we are going to do is we're going to discuss the many different bands and their replacements and which one was better, because I think there can be arguments, and there's certainly, I think, for at least one of these there will be an argument to be had, that, or at least the the opening for a debate, that the band did better under one singer rather than another. Um, and I think it's interesting. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. Last time we did music stuff, it was quite a conversation starter. What's going on, Trevor? Um, No, yeah, Allison Chains is my favorite band. Uh, I basically wanted to talk about this for the Allison Chains reason because uh, there's something there's a cover band, well, not a cover band, there's a band out there with this kid who's, I don't even think he's 25 yet, and he does Alice in Chains covers when they want him to, but he's in his own band. He sounds just like Lane, and I'm curious. I'd love to hear him sing uh, William Duvall's tracks with his Lane voice, like just to have that in a, just to know what modern day Alice in Chains with Lane singing would sound like. It's kind of a wet dream, but I digest. Uh, Felix, I won't say anything about what you just said, but let's just say you might want to stick around. Excuse me. I don't know the name of the band, Logan. I don't. Um, okay, so we're going to start off with the first band, and we're going to get progressively more difficult with discussion. The first band that, and again, just because I'm mentioning two singers doesn't mean they only had two singers. These are just two that I felt that they performed well or produced tracks that were popular to the masses. And the first band is not showing up. Why is it not showing? There it is. Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath, of course. That pretty young little gentleman right down there in the middle, front row center. That is none other than Ozzy Osbourne. And yeah, so with Ozzy Osbourne, some of Black Sabbath's more popular tracks were Paranoid, Iron Man, and God is Dead. Um, I mean, shit, you can't watch a Avengers movie or an Iron Man movie without being reminded of that song. Uh, and Paranoid's pretty damn popular too. God is Dead. It tracked well. When I was doing my homework for this, it tracked well. It's one that never really registered with me. Um, and then shortly after Ozzy Osbourne, Rainbow's very own Ronnie James Dio, the master of the horns, wait, I have to take this off to show you. This guy right here, the horns. That was Ronnie James Dio. That was all Dio. Um, he sang songs like Voodoo, Turn Up the Night, and The Devil Cried. Um, I don't think there's much of an argument to be had here as far as which, well, like in a multitude of cases, Ozzy Osbourne certainly ended up being a bigger deal than Dio, even on his own. Ozzy Osbourne ended up being a bigger deal than Black Sabbath on his own. Um, his popular tracks with Black Sabbath were certainly bigger tracks than Dio's were. However, I think Ronnie James Dio is a better singer than uh, Ozzy Osbourne, or at least his range was. I mean, his voice. If you ever heard him sing especially like some of his solo stuff. Um, Rainbow in the Dark. That's one of my favorite Dio songs. He's 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 got, you know, everybody makes fun of metal for, nobody being able to sing, but Ronnie James Dio had some range to him, and fucking guy could sing, and he could hit some high notes. He could get guttural if he wanted to. He was a really really great singer. It just so happens that um, he was preceded by you know Ozzy Osbourne in a band where they just so happened to release Paranoid and Iron Man. Um, it's not like, there's a reason why I started with Black Sabbath, because I mean, unless there's somebody in the chat that thinks that uh Dio's Black Sabbath is better than Ozzy's Black Sabbath, I don't think there's much to discuss here. I think, and there are other singers. Black Sabbath has had multiple singers. I want to say five, maybe four. I know they've had a couple. They've certainly had more than just uh, Ozzy Osbourne and Dio. But I don't think anybody. Oh, wait a minute. Look at this. Logan says, hot take, Dio Sabbath greater than Ozzy Sabbath. Both are amazing, though. Dio is in my top 10 bands. Yeah, Dio is in your top 10 bands. But Dio's Sabbath, are you saying that Dio's version of Black Sabbath is better than Ozzy's version of Black Sabbath? Because I don't think that is, I don't think you could do that. Oh, and there you go. Logan just says, I prefer Dio solo over Sabbath, actually, though. And I agree 1,000,000%. I think, you see now, if, shit, this is why I didn't make this a long episode, because we could skip over and go to their solo careers. I think Dio solo is probably a stronger act than Ozzy Osbourne solo. I mean, Crazy Train, sure. I mean, I think Ozzy hit harder. His big timers were big time, but Dio was much more consistent. And you know, once Ozzy lost his lead guitarist there in the '80s, Randy Rhoads, it seemed like he was never really the same again. And that's unfortunate, but neither here nor there. What's up, Aaron? How you doing? Um, Logan says, yes, I think Dio Sabbath is better than Ozzy Sabbath because I just prefer Dio's voice. Ozzy was more influential and had more success, but I think Dio was personally better. I'll do you one further too. I think Dio is a better performer. I think Dio, like if you went to go watch, like if you had a time machine and you in one night got to see Black Sabbath in 1968 and then managed to go see them in 1980, I think Dio's version you'd have more of an experience with, because Dio was a bit more of a performer, whereas Ozzy just kind of shook his head and slammed his feet, and that was kind of the limit of what Ozzy did as far as performing as a lead singer, especially when it came to Black Sabbath. And then he got older and just started, you know, taking out a fire hose and spraying people in the audience as a solo act. So there's that. Yeah, I would say Dio is a better performer and a better singer. Aaron says, I started to like 70s classic rock at an early age because that's what my parents listened to. Yeah, we all kind of get influenced by our parents, I think. Uh, don't forget the time Ozzy bit the head off of a live bat on stage with Sabbath. Was that with Sabbath? I thought that was when he was solo. If that's with Sabbath, then all right. Well, all right. Well, now we have an argument. There's certainly a debate to be had. Dio certainly didn't rip the fucking head off a bat and get banned for 10 years. Does anyone have the desire to see that Dio hologram show? Hologram show? I don't know what that is. Hello, Dice. So it seems pretty fair that we're all in agreement that Ozzy Osbourne Black Sabbath is just you know, again, all of this is subjective. We're talking about art. None of it matters. Nobody's right. Nobody's wrong. But statistically speaking, most of us would probably say that Ozzy Osbourne's Black Sabbath provided more of a quality experience than Dio's Sabbath, or a more memorable experience, more of an experience that you would go back to and listen to more, perhaps. They will play Dio songs with a hologram of him singing it as if it was a concert. Oh, like the Tupac thing. Is that what we're doing now? We're just gonna have holograms of dead people and make money off of them? Is that who allowed that? I feel like, it's just like relatives that are like, we need money. Let's give the rights to our grandparents to be made into a hologram so that we can get a little back end on that fucking estate of theirs. Yes, Cody. Solo music way better than Black Sabbath. Same thing with Dio. Dio solo music way better than Black Sabbath. All right. So it's pretty well determined. Ozzy. Oi, oi, oi. Next, we're going to get a little bit more difficult. The band, otherwise known as Akadaka, it is AC/DC from some country not known as America, down under. And the singers. Why is it not loading? Oh, there it is. All right. Bon Scott was the original singer for AC/DC. Unfortunately passed away. And Brian Johnson took over for Bon Scott. And probably sang stuff that a lot of people know more than Bon Scott. But Bon Scott's AC/DC was, I don't know how to make this argument. His Bon Scott's version of AC/DC was more like, it wasn't so smooth. I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but his AC/DC was a bit more gritty. It was. I mean, like Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. That's a fucking, that's a track right there. That is just gritty. I don't have the words. Relish. I don't know what word I want to use here. Raw. Thank you. Whew, thank God for Cody. Yeah, it was more raw, and Johnson was more commercial. Thank you, Cody. See, that's exactly raunchy. Yeah, roughed up and raunchy. Yeah, it was a bit more, garagey, but that's not to say that it was bad, because all of those songs on the left there, I rather enjoy. Bon had more of a vocal range than Brian. Yes, that is certainly true. Brian seemed to just be constipated, just singing through a shit most of the times. TNT, good track. I mean, like, they're all good tracks. TNT, Dirty Deeds, Whole Lot of Rosie, Highway to Hell. I mean, Highway to Hell might be like one of the greatest songs ever for rock. Like, ever. Like top 50? Top 25? Maybe not top 25. But that is a generational legendary track, Highway to Hell. Highway to Hell, high voltage. It's a long way to the top. Brian Johnson came in probably with the band at their, like, all of those tracks at the top there, that's all on the same album in 1980 when he first joined them. You Shook Me All Night Long, Hell's Bells, Back in Black. Those are all ginormous tracks. And, can you imagine being introduced to the world and pop those out? Like, wow. For those about to rock, pretty good song. I put Who Made Who on there just for the movie fans, but realistically, Who Made Who doesn't really need to be on this list. Who Made Who, of course, a track from Maximum Overdrive, which AC/DC was like the exclusive band for. I don't know what the fuck that was about. But Stephen King was high off his ass when he made that movie, so there's not much else to explain. And then you get to stuff like Heat Seeker, which I would say Heat Seeker's weaker than any of those tracks on the left. Thunderstruck, I think, is a really good track. I think that, other than, that opening, that first Back in Black album, I think Thunderstruck is the best thing that Brian Johnson's AC/DC managed to put out. And Big Gun was, I remember it being popular because it was on the Last Action Hero soundtrack. And it got a lot of radio play. But, it wasn't, it was popular, but didn't really show much off, like at all, like much at all. Like even the guitar just. I would play you the music, but I'd like to make my 13 cents tonight, so you're gonna have to get my rendition of it. My karaoke guitar. Bam, 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 bam. Um, and Cody says, Back in Black, Black Album, and Appetite for Destruction made up 60% of what you'll hear every day on the radio. Phenomenal albums that I almost never want to hear again. Yeah, yeah. And we will probably get to that a hell of a lot further in less than 24 hours. Little tease for tomorrow night's theme. Good songs, but like you'll just never voluntarily go out of your way to listen to them ever again because the radio said, here, listen to this. Hey, remember that song we played an hour ago? It's coming again. It's coming again. Like you never heard, Betsy from New Haven wants to hear Enter Sandman, so we're gonna play it. They just fucking played those songs over and over and over and over and over. Highway to Hell. No, I have one from both sides. That. Oh, Hell's Bells. Highway to Hell and Hell's Bells always got played. It was just like, or Back in Black. That Back in Black album, actually, come to think of it, a lot of it was very, as Cody said, a lot of it was very played. I agree about the overplayed songs thing, especially GNR. Night Train and Rocket Queen are fantastic. But now let's just hear Sweet Child of Mine in Paradise City for the 17th time today. Rocket Queen's my favorite song on that album. Like I kind of, that kind of happens with me with the Deftones. I stop liking their singles and I just start listening to the stuff that they don't make popular because it's like, yeah, I'd be quiet and drive. I don't fucking care. I kind of liked it when I first heard it, but you ruined it. You ruined it. This rendition brought to you by your drunk Uncle Jim. All right, take it easy, Trevor. Tim? Don't Cry is my favorite GNR song, and I think I've heard it on the radio once in 32 years. Oh, well, good thing you weren't a fan of November Rain because, whoa, I liked November Rain until they made that the on the hour, every hour track. Really good video, too. Stephanie Seymour back in the day. Am I right, Em? Yeah, even M says fucking A about Stephanie Seymour. See, she can't contain herself. She's got to go. All this talk about Stephanie Seymour is making her run. Stephanie Seymour used to be a model and was, well, she deserved to be a model, all right. That's what I could. That pretty girl. I don't know anything else about her. I just know what she looks like in pictures. And in that video where she's the wife and dies. Spoiler for a music video. November Rain and Smoke on the Water are probably my two hated. That's interesting. The guitar solo on November Rain is cool. I don't ever need to hear it again. Well then, we don't have to ever play it again. Okay. I got that message code. D. I don't know why I said code. You got it, code. Why? Mr. Brownstone's a good song too, Felix. Yeah, there's a lot of like not singles from a lot of these bands where it's just like you could make an album full of tracks that the radio never managed to get around to playing that people would really be shocked at just how good that shit is. Like that's the problem. Oh boy, I'm gonna sound like a boomer here, but that's the problem with like Zoomers is you just have the the song. You have the song that comes out and you you play it on your phone and that's it. You kids today won't experience the 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 excitement and the intrigue and the nervousness of throwing on an album, buying the whole CD with like all 13 tracks and listening to the whole thing to see, all right, I like I like Enter Sandman. What else is on this thing? And then slowly finding out that My Friend of Misery is probably your favorite song on that album, and nobody will ever have heard of it. It's it's a shame. It really is a shame that type of music enjoyment is not the norm anymore. Bye, Emily. She gave a pageant wave. What? Dice. Bye, Dice. Anytime I'm in the car or doing work, I always listen to my own playlist and not the radio. Yeah. Just curious, since you're a Deftones fan, do you like gore? There's 2 or 3 tracks I like on gore. It is my least favorite Deftones album. I don't know what they were thinking. What's the one they just released? The one with the gray face on it. That one's way better than. Wait, is that Gore? No, Gore's the one with the birds on with the fucking flamingos on the cover, right? Ohms. Yeah. Yeah, Gore, that's my least favorite. People say that their self-titled album is bad, and I call bullshit. I enjoyed that album. Like a lot. Like a lot. And they only say that because Chino says that he was having a hard time when he was recording that because he was high off his ass on painkillers. But the music was still pretty good. I mean, if we stopped listening to music because people were high when they made it, there wouldn't be much music left, if you know what I mean. Very off topic, but does Emily have an opinion on the Queen's Platinum Jubilee? No.
I went with family to some kind of festival or outdoor celebration for the Golden Jubilee. That was nice.
She went to some sort of. Her and her family went to some sort of festival for the Golden Jubilee, and that was very nice.
We went a little what J2O is?
J2O?
Yeah. It's like a juice drink. So they had that, but with red, blue, and white sparkly bits in it.
Huh. So they had cupcakes with the Union Jack on it, also known as an asterisk. Um, and it was J2O, which is a drink over there. And it had a bunch of red, white, and blue sparkly bits in it. Listen, nobody does red, white, and blue like America. Nice try. Diamond Eyes is probably in my top 5. Diamond Eyes. If I'm looking for heavy, I go Diamond Eyes. If I'm not, if I'm in the mood to chill out, I go for shit. What is the name of it? Fuck. The one right after Diamond Eyes. Koi no Yokon. Koi no Yokon, I fucking think's incredible. I think Koi no Yokon is what fucking Saturday Night Wrist wanted to be. And it's a way better version of it. All right, we're not talking about Deftones. Still have Chino. It's always been Chino. So let's not divert here. We have one more band to talk about, and this may cause some tumult with the rock purists, but band to go through at least two singers successfully. Van Halen. And boy, did they go through some hits. They got some radio play. That's for sure. David Lee Roth, you have You Really Got Me, Running with the Devil, Dance the Night Away, Beautiful Girls, and the Cradable Rock, Unchained, Pretty Woman, Dancing in the Streets, Jump, Panama, Hot for Teacher. Sammy Hagar was Why Can't This Be Love, Dreams, Love Walks In, Best of Both Worlds, Black and Blue, When It's Love, Mine All Mine, Finish What You Started, Feels So Good, Pound Cake, Run Around Top of the World Right Now, and Humans Being, which was on the Twister soundtrack. And oddly, it's strange and a little unfair, but Sammy Hagar was with the band a little bit longer than David Lee Roth was. Missing under Roth, I'll wait. Oh, I see. I didn't. Did that, Bob? Did that chart? I only copied the songs that charted. All right. So Bob's telling me I'll wait, which is all right. Let me throw it back up. David Lee Roth. I'll wait, which is somewhere around the Beautiful Girls area there. I mean, they both sides are strong. I think it just comes down to preference. As far as entertainer is concerned, David Lee Roth runs away with it. The guy was like cocaine personified. He liked to run around and fucking do splits and all this other crazy shit. And the funny thing is that the Van Halen actually kind of became two different versions of the same band with the split with the new singers, because I would say Roth's Van Halen was a bit more upbeat and a bit more energetic. Again, like cocaine personified, whereas Sammy Hagar had a lot more of those like ballads, and it didn't need to be so fucking electrified, and it was still really good. Like Right Now, which is unfortunately for I would say some people, probably their most popular song. No thanks to Crystal Pepsi. Uh, that's a slow song. It's a piano, just fucking piano. Not much going on as far as you don't really dance to Right Now. You just play clips over soda that doesn't have color. And right now the president's getting head, and right now I could be home sleeping. And that, for those of you who don't know, that was the theme of the music video. It was just like just right now a bunch of weird shit, and they'd throw in a like a gag one, like right now you could be doing something else. um uh Hagar can still sing really well today. Roth can't really. Well, Roth burnt out. Like Roth burnt out. Roth thought he was a bigger deal than he was. Roth is like the inverse to see. You know what David Lee Roth should have done? David Lee Roth should have joined Queen. And I know that sounds insane, but for only one reason, because they're both the same thing. Roth thinks he's a bigger deal than he is, and the band Queen, sans Freddie Mercury, think they're a bigger deal than they are. And you put those two together, maybe they end up doing something special. But Roth, I remember he released an album, a solo album, Skyscraper, I think it was called, where he had like one single that did well, and that then he just kind of faded away. Whereas Sammy Hagar had a career before. It wasn't a huge deal, but he was a little bit of a somebody before Van Halen. And yeah, they put out a hell of a lot more number ones with Sammy Hagar than they did David Lee Roth. But again, that plays into what I was saying earlier about Hagar having more of a ballady type sound to him, where Roth had a bit more of a hard rock sound. And if you want to get those numbers, you want to get heavy radio play, you try to please as many people as possible, and Sammy Hagar had a lot of that. Top of the World, that was another song that was just like a feel goody. I mean, shit, the name of the song's Top of the World. What the fuck? Shit, they have a name. They have a song called "Feel So Good." When it's love, love walks in. Like, all right, we get it, Sammy. You're trying to get the chicks to like your band. Whereas David Lee Roth was trying to get the chicks wet. Pardon my brutal forwardness. What's up, Planet CHH? Glad to catch you live. Hagar era Van Halen. I love 5150 is one of my favorite albums ever. I agree. Roth just sounded cool. Loved his solo career for the most part. A little ain't enough rocks. Oh, you know what? Speaking 5150, there is a Rothian song on 5150, and it's titled Get Up, and it's probably the fastest thing you'll hear Sammy Hagar sing, and it's very, very fast, very catchy. Love to play it for you, but I'm gonna go ahead and opt for the AdSense instead. Sorry, guys. Queen was asleep till I heard you say my favorite band, Queen. Technically, we could probably add them into this list, but they haven't really been successful since Freddie. I mean, they've rented singers a whole bunch. Why did you unsend me a message? My wife just unsent me a message on Messenger. I don't know what the hell. Interesting. Sammy claimed Love Walks In is about alien encounters, which is just strange. Oh, well, yeah. A lot of these bands, these singers, when they write music and they claim, it's actually about one thing, and it's just like, all right, buddy. I talked about it last time with Katy Perry. What is it? E.T. is actually about her relationship with Russell Brand, and he was so, because he was literally foreign. It was like dating an alien, and it's just like, sweetheart, he's just British. That's all. Please stop being an airhead. You fucking space cadet. They've just had singers successfully sing Freddie's stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's not, I wouldn't consider that successful, though, Bob. They haven't done anything new. Like, they haven't. Queen had the gall to go back and re-record Freddie's solo stuff and put their music behind it, and then re-release it and put it on the Queen Greatest Hits album, and it's just like, that's kind of grimy, guys. Like, Freddie Mercury sang Great Pretender on his own, and then you went ahead and put some backing track to it. Meanwhile, he had musicians that he sang with the first time around, but just so you can throw that name Queen on there, you went and recorded under Freddie's solo stuff, and that's I don't know. I mean, unless, of course, Freddie Mercury had it in his will. Oh, by the way, everything I've ever recorded, please make sure that the band Queen can record their music under it so that we can always be remembered as a complete band, which I really doubt he had that in his will, but it's possible. Anything's possible. Yeah, but yeah, Queen is the British version of David Lee Roth. They're a little full of themselves. All you need to do is watch Bohemian Rhapsody. That movie angered me as a Queen fan. The amount of it's not a biopic. It's a musical. The contrivance in that movie where like they'd be having an argument and then out of nowhere the bassist would just be like, hey guys, check this out, and he'd just break into another one, bites the dust, and they're like, hey, wait a minute, what is that? Let's get to recording, never mind the fact that we're about to break up. And it's just like, oh, this is so painful, guys. Why are you producers on this movie? Awful. Yes, John Deacon quit when Freddie died. Everyone else stayed. Never was a big Queen guy. I remember Stern interviewing Sasha Cohen, and Sasha wanted to make a real movie about how wild Freddie was, but seems like Brian put the axe to that shame. I'm right there with you. There's a lot of people that want to. First of all, Sasha Baron Cohen looks just like Freddie Mercury, so that would have been awesome. But yeah, Freddie Mercury was like notorious for his lifestyle. Why can you make a movie like The Doors, but you can't do that with Queen? I mean, the band Queen, they already threw Freddie under the bus in the movie anyway. So, make it a little scandalous. What the fuck? And don't give me this, oh, we're just trying to protect Freddie's history and the honor of our bandmate who continues to make us money as long as we keep finding tracks of his that he recorded a long time ago that we could throw some of our fucking guitars and basses under. um I get my Adams mixed up. I'll say this: Holly and I saw Queen with Adam Lambert 3 years ago, and it was an incredible concert. Nobody can replace Freddie. Adam Lambert's no fucking joke. I'll agree with you there, Cody. My first wife liked to watch American Idol, so I was very familiar with Adam Lambert, who actually didn't win, which is so fucking dumb. Adam Lambert. That Adam Lambert's an entertainer. Like that the guy's an incredible singer. And when he played with Queen in like the final show, or like one of the final shows, and it was just like the ex Mrs. P and I looked at each other and we're like, there's something there. And sure enough, everybody else thought so too, and obviously Queen did. But yeah, Adam Lambert, that's a performer. But again, it's just like Queen just riding somebody else. There's give me a Brian May moment since 1991 that was awesome. Yeah, you can't. You can't. Just wait till Metallica produces their own movie. Oh man, Newsted and Mustaine will be like Vader and the Emperor. I think the same could be said if there was a Megadeth movie. Dave Mustaine, man, he held a grudge like nobody's business for Metallica. He was so hell bent on like just just proving them wrong, and it's like, dude, you're in Megadeth. You're like yeah, they're the biggest thing, but you're the second biggest thing, dude. Like, you've done it. Ease up. You're doing quite well. But I don't know. That documentary back in '04 was quite an experience. To hear Dave Mustaine just kind of confront Lars Ulrich and basically tell him he was a shit. That was fun. That was a fun experience because Lars Ulrich is a little shitty. He could be a little shitty at times. Hello, hoax, baby hoax. Do whatever you want with my story, just don't make me boring. Freddie Mercury. I recall Sasha describing a scene with dwarf people having plates with cocaine on. That is a true story. That is a true story. Fuck. I'll have to. If I knew that was going, if I knew we were going to be talking about Queen to such great lengths, I would have got the article. That is a true story. Freddie Mercury was like infamous for his parties, and like it was like, you know, like a cosplayer's dream come true. The stuff that he would do, like they'd set up all these galas and you know, he imagine if Comic-Con and Eyes Wide Shut fucked and had some sort of love child. That was what I've heard of Freddie Mercury's parties. Eyes Wide Shut a con. We're still on Van Halen, right? Yeah. Van Halen. So thoughts, chat. Van Halen, better version of Van Halen, and why? Somebody said it. Sammy Hagar, better singer. I agree. David Lee Roth, better performer. I said that. I would say different types of music. I would say David Lee Roth's Van Halen was more hard rock, borderline metal, whereas Sammy Hagar's was more rock / hard rock. Oh, right. Rest in peace. I forgot about that. We're staying on Van Halen. Logan says, Hagar, Hagar, how you doing? Hagar, because they are more consistent, but I think the first two blind. Best of the all. What? But I think the first two blind re best of the. Oh. Hmm. Um, yeah. All right. I think I'm having a stroke. Um, Bob says, I like both versions. Twist my arm. I go with Roth. Really? I like the songs just a bit better. Both classic, though. Rust in Peace, so good. Yeah. A lot of Megadeth is very good. Uh, and and Megadeth stayed true to their sound longer. That's one thing that Mustaine can hold on his sleeve. That you know, he didn't have his load moment until 2001, two Risk or whatever the fuck that album was. Ooh. All right. New metal comes out, and then Megadeth says, "Well, we're gonna do some weird shit." Um, Roth isn't even in the ballpark of Hagar vocally. Roth was more of a showman, right? The Roth era was revolutionary for guitarists. Hagar relied on electronics too much. All great music, so we win. That's a fair assessment. I mean, you buy the double album greatest hits, and you're in great shape. That I think is like really the verdict for Van Halen. It's Sophie's choice, kind of. I can understand. I can understand somebody wanting one or the other, one over the other, but we have both. So you know, you have like a mixtape without even 75% of the band doesn't change, and you still have like a mixtape. It's kind of neat. I prefer Gary Sharon. Did his single even chart? I don't think his his he Gary Sharon, famous for being the singer on the album titled Van Halen 3. Otherwise, I don't know if I could use the word famous for Gary Sharon. I don't remember. I don't even remember the name of the song that was their single. Oh, controversial take possibly, but I've gone to Sammy. David was cool and hip, but Sammy hit you in the heart 9 out of 10 times. Not to mention Sammy proved himself as a solo artist long term, right? Risk and Super Collider are not as bad as people say. They are my least favorite of their album, but still 3 out of 5. Yeah, what was one with Almost Honest on it? That one got some unfair. We keep distracting ourselves from the main course here. Uh, Never got to say goodbye. Such a great solo record too, despite it being Geffen. Sammy had to do after joining Van Halen. One of Gary's Van Halen songs was in Lethal Weapon 4. Really? Lethal Weapon 4, huh? Cody says, "Fucker, now I wish I would have joined for this music talk. Is a little like crack for me." Cody, I'm done. I said I was only doing 3, so there's plenty more to discuss. Uh, I left Allison Chains alone. Technically, we could talk Stone Temple Pilots because Chester joined them. Um, you can do Rage Against the Machine / Audio Slave. I don't know if maybe that doesn't count because they changed their name. But this whole music idea is it's just the beginning. It's all right. It's all right. We could keep going. I'll show. It's midnight. I gotta get up and do. I gotta do stuff in the morning. Motley Crue. Ooh, good. Bob, that is on the list. Um, I think actually they're in the thumbnail as clickbait. Iron Maiden. See, you would have to. The theme here is you would have to pick two singers that like there was success. Like a lot of these bands have had a lot of different singers, but some of them just didn't really do well. Genesis is absolutely one of them. Peter Gabriel. Holy shit. That's another Sammy Hagar case too, where it was just like, no, I don't need your fucking band. I'm just gonna go be a fucking badass and shock the monkey. 3 Days Grace. Not quite as popular as Van Halen, Motley Crue, but sure. I don't care. That '94 Crew album's fucking awesome. That's what I get for coming in late. Black Sabbath. Corey, we did that first. Again, Black Sabbath. Here are the tracks. And again, it's another one of those cases where Ozzy with Black Sabbath better. Solo, I'll take Dio. And yes, I'm fully aware of Crazy Train. And I'm fully aware. I actually liked Ozzy's Osmosis. That I like that album quite a bit. But I still Dio. Oh, fucking Dio. Way more range. Judas Priest. Anthrax. All right, Cody, stop. Stop. Creed / Alter Bridge. All right, see now, if we can do name changes, then yes. I mean, I guess I'm the one making the rules, so what the fuck? Bark at the Moon's best Ozzy solo album, yeah. All right. So Cody's gonna throw 75 bands in the chat, and I'm gonna like start salivating and lose my shit. Accept, yes, that's another one. All right, guys. Tomorrow, that's it for tonight. Look, I'm turning off the YouTube chat on the damn screen there. There. Wait, let me let you know where to find me though. If you'd like to support stuff like this and help fuck over the copyright police, I don't have it handy. I'm an asshole. Never mind. Just help the copyright police because I don't have my shit handy. I'm an idiot. There it is. I've frozen. I'm frozen. Okay, there it is. Patreon.com/WILIscredia. There's a special tier for music. So if you like this type of material, just make a note of it, and we could start doing stuff like this on a more regular basis. But again, no matter what, tomorrow, just as long as Cody doesn't flake out on me, If anything, I'm going to flake out on him. No. Tomorrow night, Cody and I will be talking about great songs that are overplayed. Now, that's not to say that the songs that we're going to talk about are things that we don't like. It's just songs that we do like that just, got played so much that, you don't even want to hear it anymore. And I think that's tragic. Like, it's such a shame. Like somebody said, what was it? Enter Sandman. They never want to hear again in their life, and it's just like it's a great song, but I understand fucking things on the radio all the time. That'll be here, Logan. We might do the part 2 to the just tomorrow night. We'll be here. I get tired of movie talk sometimes. Music talk is so much fun. Yeah, everything talk is fun when it's fresh, James. I get tired of it too, trust me. I'm burnt out of like horror talk, to be completely frank with you. Like when people are and that Friday the 13th fan film, that's it. I'm asking for money from now on. You want me to watch your movie? Okay, it's $10 an hour, and that's pretty cheap considering, especially yesterday. I would have charged $100 an hour yesterday. What the fuck? Holy shit! All right, so all the info here. If you'd like to support the channel and otherwise, if you'd like artwork or intros, anything like that, you enjoy my jazzy stuff, there's the email address to get some freelance work from none other than some fucking idiot. But yeah, we'll be back. It's already Tuesday. We'll be back later today. Again, discussing songs that are good/great, but radio play or just some element ruined them that you really don't care to ever hear them again. And from what I understand, Cody has a couple that he's just going to go off on, and that'll be good to get Cody nice and ranty. So there's that to look forward to. And again, I threw it. We'll probably expand on this topic. I mean, shit, Cody listed 35 bands in the last 5 minutes. We'll touch base and explore. He's got a busy, he's Mr. Big Shot. So he's got a lot of stuff going on, but when he comes back down to earth after next week or the whatever, we'll explore the idea again. But we're still you're getting the 2 C's tomorrow, and we're going to be talking about played out music. There will be blood. Will it be raining blood? Dun, dun, dun. Will you talk about some 70s stuff? Yes. Even some 60s stuff. So, haven't figured out a time, but I would assume it'd be somewhere between 7 and 9 p.m. or whatever. Be on the lookout. Somebody got rain and blood. Good job. Be on the lookout on Twitter, which is not... I'm such an idiot. It is not here. Same shit. WILIscredia. Twitter.com/WILIscredia. I've just joined TikTok like a fucking idiot. Same name, WILIscredia on TikTok. haven't really figured out that platform yet, and boy, is that intimidating. It's like it's like Vine on fucking steroids. That app. So I don't. I've dipped a toe in the pool, but I'm not anywhere ready to jump in yet. So uh, yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Other than that, get your out, outplayed, overplayed music ready, and be armed in the chat. And we will see you then.